changes, they have to be willing to take the risk of making the changes because you are behind the wheel. Right, so you're in a position of power to say what we can do to broaden the horizon of getting more different varieties of sounds out there to the world versus, you know, everything that is just in the tunnel vision of what is being played on a regular. Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and I think that's where, you know, the separation factors come into play between what is considered underground hip-hop, what's considered mainstream, what's considered pop, rock, hip-hop, and it makes it harder for the artists to be able to want to transcend and bridge together and work with different sounds because they feel like you got to be this or that. Right. And that's the like there's no gray area. So there's no gray area. Right. Word on that. Exactly. You know, and that's something that the people who have made it to the position of power to influence change, they have to be willing to take that risk and make those changes.
Correct. Somebody wants some change.
I know, I do.
It's like a lot of them that won't change, but the position at the end, like at a radio station, the DJ that's there, sometimes they can't make those changes because it's a lot of political things that are tied into this music. You know what I mean?
That's true. It is, man.
They say it's not a such thing as payola, but you have to believe that there can be. You know that there's some people that's paying to pay them to get their music played. But I mean, how can you go through a whole hour of music on a radio show and everybody sounded just alike? Or you got the same dude on everybody's hook, or you got the same dude on everybody's track.
But you know what? Here's another aspect to that though. You know, with the fact of saying, you know, that it, you know, it's kind of out of certain people's hands within the industry. We as a audience, we as fans, we as the people within the streets, we have to step up and come together at some point to influence that change because we are the ones who they are feeding this to. And if you want change, you have to step up and say you want to hear something different.
Make the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it's not just somebody, it's everybody that's trying to make the change.
It's everybody, man. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's a saying of strength in numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like we come in at, you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing this to, you know what I'm saying, get no, I don't need no love or say, you know what I'm saying, but I want change in as far as like, I want to change as far as like what I saw like with the game of artists that needed to be heard. Like, there's so many good artists out here. Like, so if I can put a grasp on a rubber band around that and we can start spreading this, you know what I'm saying, and make it bigger, you know what I'm saying, and everybody start coming together that's good artists and, you know what I'm saying?
It can happen. You've seen it happen time and time again. If you look at Atlanta, if you look at, Miami, New York movement, the LA movement,
H-Town,
Detroit, it's happened, you know, and the time I personally feel that, you know, you've had the spotlight that's been shown on areas.
It's more industry sound in Dallas than any other city, and I put my word on that with any down there against, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like from Indy to all that to come on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people.
And see, another problem too, man, is that like he was about to say, a lot of people they just don't know it. Because a lot of artists, they don't push themselves like that. They think, okay, we're gonna shoot a YouTube video and then everybody gonna find out who we are. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know how to market themselves. They
don't know the back end, the behind the scenes of business with music.
Correct. It's a lot of things involved, man. Like I see, okay, I'm gonna put it out there. I see J.CATALYST pushing on Instagram. I see J.CATALYST pushing on Twitter. I see him on Facebook. I see him at the House of Blues. You know what I'm saying? He did, what was that, your hometown? You did a debut in not too long ago? Hometown debut. You know what I'm saying? The dude got everybody, you know, standing behind him, but it's not just that. The dude got so much energy and so much belief in himself that people can't help but get behind him. They have to. People you know what I'm saying? And you can't, like he said, they got to understand that the artist is out here doing this. It's a lot of it coming from the artist's heart. It's not just what, you can't let the people dictate what you're going to do with your music. Because then what happens is you feel like, okay, my second album ain't gonna be as good as my first one because of people not gonna like it because I want to go in a different direction. Yeah. You know, then you're gonna be scared to push that music. Then before it's over, you're gonna be caught a one-hit wonder because you're not putting anything else out.
It's all about taking control too of your own music and your own destiny. Yeah. You know, I mean, regardless of what people say, there's gonna be critics, there's gonna be haters, but it's how you approach your music, how you want your sound to be, and you just gotta keep moving forward. Don't go back 2 steps if somebody says they don't like it. You just gotta keep going because somebody's gonna like it. As long as you keep pushing and keep pushing, you're gonna end up getting other followers that might not even like hip hop before, and they hear one of your tracks tracks and they're like, man, that's the jam right there. And then it's just, like you said, the army of numbers.
I have a,
you can't conform to what everybody else wants, man.
I have a saying that was once passed to me, and I believe in it too, where if you want the rest of the world to believe in you, you gotta believe in yourself first.
Right.
Because
it's just like they say, like, if somebody wants help, they can't get help until they help themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it really, you are the representation of the product that you're bringing to the world.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the same way. That's the same way that the street committee feels, man. A lot of the stuff that we do when we say underground, voice of the underground, we are the streets, you know, stuff like that. The reason being is because we want to push artists that push themselves. It's hard for me, like when I tell these guys when they send us the bios for the artist submission of the week, you can't just send me a track. First off, it's named track 1. Then second off, there's no bio. How am I gonna tell the people who you are? But when I get something from you, okay, I get your LP photo. You know what I'm saying? I get your Stay Fresh logo. I get everything. You know, you come in with wristbands. You got your albums pressed up. It's like it's the way you present yourself.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, people want to get behind you. That exactly, it's that professionalism.
Man, that
no matter you can be underground to the fullest, but still be professional.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And still gonna get love, man.
Your product makes you. You know what I'm saying?
It's so much better than getting just a CD that was burnt in a laptop right before you got here. It just said it's got the Sharpie and it's got the name of it on there, and there's no names of the tracks on there. And you're like, man, what are we supposed to play again? It's like, yeah, play that one.
Play number 7.
Play number 6.
Yeah. You know, it's about your how you present yourself. You know, and it's in every aspect. It's from the quality that you the music that you make, to the way that you carry yourself, to the pictures that you put out. Right. You know, to the things that you say. Right. Everybody is looking at you and they're paying attention to what you're doing, and you will notice that if you're doing things, if you're having a lot of people that's starting to pay attention to you, then you're doing something right.
Correct. Right.
You know.
Speaking of people paying attention to you, didn't mean to cut you off in the middle of that. You got a shout out from Bebe the other day about your energy at one of your shows.
Yeah.
Bebe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out J.CATALYST, man.
Yeah, man. He some of them Instagram pictures that was up there, he had his hands up, him and OG Ron C.
Yeah,
OG
Ron C.
Yeah, they were like, boy, y'all better put y'all hands up and make some noise. This boy look like he about to go off in
here. That's how you give it to him, though. You got to, you know what I'm saying?
But it feels good when you look, like I said, man, when you look on some of the stuff these artists are doing, man, you know, going back to his Instagram, and you see people standing in arms behind him with the pom-poms going, and, you know, everybody pumping him up, you pumping the crowd up, and he looks like he loves what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do, because to me, you know, when I started doing this, it was about getting things off my chest. You know, just expressing myself, and I went from not knowing how to rap, to put two things together at all, to all of a sudden doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
And you gotta stop saying that. They're gonna say you're the Illuminati, man. They're gonna get you soul to become a rapper.
Yeah.
it's just maturing as an artist.
Yeah, you know, and it, you know, the fact that it's something that needed to be heard by people. It needed to be expressed. It needed to be. This is something that needed to be shared with the world. It became more of a bigger picture than just me getting things off my chest.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, when I go and do shows for people, and I've done open mics, I've done, you know, the House of Blues. I went out to Whitesboro and performed in front of a bunch of kids. I'll touch anybody, you know what I'm saying? No, not in that way, but
man. So K.KELLEY, hey,
I will. Kelly got anybody. You know what I'm saying? Let me rephrase that.
Only on the street, man.
Y'all niggas stupid, man. Y'all need to stop that shit, man. Go ahead.
If my music can leave an impression, if you can hear a J.CATALYST song and feel some kind of way, you know what I'm saying, whether it was happy, sad, or whatever the feeling that you get from it, then I did my job.
Right.
And when I go and I do a show, and I don't get on the stage to just perform. I get on the stage to talk to the audience.
Oh yeah, that's what you gotta do, man.
So
it's dope, man. Hearing the talk, man. The reason being is because, man, you can tell he believes in what he's doing, man.
Yeah, man. I'm
He
motivated.
feels like he stands for something.
I respect that.
And it's pretty much like you say, if you can reach one person, some people feel like they gotta reach 1,000. If you reach one, the cool thing about it is